Okay.
Sorry about that. I was moving a lot, and animals were getting stressed because of the storm coming.
Hmm.
So now all of them are like here around me.
We're back.
Um,
We're
so
back. And
yes, what I was saying before is like I was fasting. One of my first long fastings was 44 days.
Mhm.
And then after those 44 days, I went straight to take ayahuasca in a ceremony in the forest here.
Hmm.
And the information I got that day is like, do you remember those things that were coming out, of your bowels that were like parasites? Those are the things that are the reason why the people behave how they behave, because these beings are controlling people's mind and how they behave, for example, wars or whatever, like the craziness of human beings are because of this. And actually, I remember I have Brother A said, you cannot, uh, the revolution cannot be done if you are still eating like your oppressor, the oppressors eat certain way, like, so if you're still eating like them, you cannot go against them if you're still eating like them.
Wow. Wow. Powerful words. And when you said that the mother, like ayahuasca, you said she told you that this is why we act the way we act. What was that voice that told you? What was it like to hear that message? What did that feel like when you were connected?
Well, when you take ayahuasca, is like another way of communication. No? It's not like somebody is coming and telling you something. It's just you receive the information like it is a shot to your third eye. It's
Shot
like
to your third
some.
eye?
Well, it's like a way to say it, It's like you are getting information straight for like the divine source. You don't know how you get information, but it's like you are getting filled with certain information. It's not like somebody's talking, it's just something is telling you, hey, did you see that? It's like, it's what is making people crazy, is what people don't think properly.
Okay.
So that is why we say in this system, when people don't behave or is not seeing what they need to see, it's like they are obstructed, they are constipated, you know
Mm. So
they are
okay,
full of
so
parasites and mucus and pus.
okay, so kind of like Michelle was saying, it's a knowing. It's like an inner knowing. You just receive the information and you just know. You just know that this.
Correct.
Okay.
Actually, it is funny because that day I almost couldn't come back. In that journey, I was taking ayahuasca 2 days, and the second day I almost couldn't come back. The shaman was like really having hard time for me to in order because I wasn't here. It went really deep. So with time, somebody knew that I was taking ayahuasca after fasting,
Mm.
and they say, or you fast or you take ayahuasca, but both things are like, because you don't need, this is how we natural are. You don't even need to take ayahuasca to know what you can learn there, only through cleaning or through fasting and meditation. You really don't need anything,
Mm.
because it's already there. You don't need any substance, really. But of course, when you have blind yourself, by eating, or yeah, like eating the wrong foods, of course you need something to help you to get where you naturally should be. That is how we naturally are. We can talk with animals naturally. We can connect with nature. You can talk with a tree. You don't need really ayahuasca or cannabis or some substance in order to know, to be how you should be. Like as I always said, if we are part of the Creator, we are God and goddesses. So you don't need anything. But the reason why you need ayahuasca to get this information is because you are blind. Your third eye is blocked, from all that. So that is why you need all that. But if you are clean, if you are in a meditation state, in this high vibration, through fasting and clean your body, you are going to start communicate with nature and just feel it. You don't need to speak, like we will communicate by just, hey, I know Jerome is needing me, and it's like superheroes.
Like telepathic. Yeah, it'll be like telepathic communication. It'll just be, instantaneous. So when you said, Andrea, when you said that the shaman was there and, 2 days and you were fasting and doing ayahuasca, you said that you almost didn't come back. Like, what do you mean you almost didn't come back? What do you mean?
My body was there, but my spirit was somewhere else. Like, for example, I couldn't see. The shaman was singing around me, and he was putting the tobacco on my nose in order to make me to land. But I didn't feel anything. I was like, yeah, but I couldn't see him. And I asked him why I couldn't see you. Like I feel like a mosquito, was around me, but I couldn't see anything and I couldn't walk. I couldn't be in this earth. I was somewhere else, and I took like 2 days in order for me to get in my body, but because
You were there?
the
You were there?
medicine was so strong for me because I wasn't eating, so it was like it went straight. Actually, the shaman wanted me to eat, like they were making a soup for me to eat and I couldn't eat. I was like, I couldn't see. I couldn't see what was around me. I couldn't see here. I was, somewhere else.
Right, right. So when your body was just there for 2 days, you said your body was just there, and you were elsewhere. You were somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
In my like my mind and like this sense of this earth were no here. I was like, I was having a trip. Of course, I was like seeing many things, but in another realm. It wasn't here. Like I was speaking with trees, for example. They were telling me like they are protecting me and watching after me. But it is another perception and another way to see, It's like I wasn't seeing like people here. I was with people around me, but I couldn't see them. I could listen, but still, but for example, when I stand up, the shaman told me to like hug the trunk, the pile that was there, the post that was there. He was like making me hug in the maloca, that is the place where they give the ayahuasca. But yeah, I couldn't see what we normally see here. I couldn't see it. It was like connected to some other energy.
And thank you for describing that, because like you remind me, one of my friends was telling me that they did the psilocybin, and he was doing mushrooms. He was communicating with the plant medicine with mushrooms, but he did a large dose, like a large quantity, and it kind of like you said, it kind of shocked you. It was like you said, it was a shot to your third eye. It did the same thing to my friend, but then he was in a place where he was in like a spiritual realm where he couldn't see any of this around him, but he was in somewhere else, and his body was just immobilized. He couldn't move. And he said that there was somebody, I guess he felt like it was his spirit guide. And his spirit guide was a guy that had dreads, and he was just kind of looking after him and just kind of taking care of him while he was in that other place. And the guy was like, just calm down, just be still. It's okay. It'll pass. It'll be okay. But his spirit guide was telling him, this is out of your league right now. I'm keeping you safe here, but I'm just making sure you're okay while you're out here.
Correct, correct. It's like your body, but your spirit goes somewhere else. It's like you cannot move. Like I was like, I couldn't walk. Yeah, it's like, it's like you are different. Yeah, in a totally different place. Yes, it's like a spiritual place that you are.
Okay. So being there for 2 days in that place. Well, first of all, do you remember what time was like in that place? Like, I'm sure that it was different than the passage of time here. Like, what was the passage of time over there?
I could. It's frozen. It is like a temporal that is not time. Is
No time.
no. You don't feel the time in that place. It's no time. Is no.
No time.
It's no anything.
So like endless. She said endless. Just no time.
Yeah, you don't have time in that place. It's like totally different perception of what is here. It's totally, you don't have even words.
Okay.
To express or to describe what happens there. Because it's like, it's another world. It's another dimension.
Right. So being in that dimension, what did that teach you, or what did that tell you about this dimension? And did it give you gratitude for being in this dimension?
Yeah, it gave me gratitude a lot. When I came home and I saw my mother, I was like, I didn't want to be away from her. I was like sleeping. It took me like months. Let me see. Yeah, the power light went off, and that is why it's like choppy. I think it's choppy,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, but you said it took you a month, something?
It took me months, no 1 month, but months, like to really come back and connect here. Actually, like after that, I didn't take ayahuasca again. Like I was taking ayahuasca kind of often, not often, but like at least once a year. And it happened in 2016, and after that, it was like the ayahuasca told me, like, you don't need to take this. Just keep working in what you're doing, because it's like you don't need this to connect. You need to just do your work. And I wasn't like, I am no, like right now I will not take ayahuasca. Like, because it's like, what else? What else do you need? What else do you need to know? You just need to put it into action. That's it. It's not like every week you go and again and again and again and again, but you are not doing the work. You need to bring that spiritual work into this physical work, world. So you just need to connect and keep there, doing the work. It's why I said you don't need to do anything else, like no food, no plants, no anything, if you are clean and cleaning your body. You just connected there into nature, because you get as nature as yourself. You know, you will be nature, and that's it.
Makes sense. Makes sense the way that you say it because earlier you were talking about consistency and discipline, and I saw that you put up a post with you in crow pose. You were in the I think they call it but there was a crow.
Yeah, propose.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like first, like that was impressive. It was really impressive to see you, kind of leaning on your arms with your knees. That was very impressive. How long did it take you to get into that pose?
Well, I start practicing because in some, like, my journey, like, well, like, let's do a parenthesis here. I suffer of really bad constipation, like, I was going to the toilet, like, maybe probably twice in a week, or once in a week. And I didn't know that was bad. You never know. No, like, the doctor don't ask you when you go to the doctor. The doctor never asks you how often do you go to the toilet. It's like, wow. Sorry. All right. Can you hear me?
I,
Uh-oh.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, the dog's here.
Mm-hmm.
Dante is stressed because of the rain.
Oh.
Um, so the doctors never ask you how often do you go to the toilet. So you never know that how bad you are, until you get sick, and they never discover what you have, and then it's like they are going to kill you. You just keep going to the doctor. So I start to being sick. Is when I start this journey, and then in this journey, I well, I assume that my bowels got bigger because I have lost, like, more than, like, almost 30 pounds of waste. Yeah, no, more. Sorry, almost 60 pounds actually. Like 50 something pounds of waste. I was obese, like not obese but overweight, and but my weight was mainly in my belly. It was like I was kind of pregnant. Full of this waste. So when I start cleaning and taking all this, I was taking out stones, fecal stones, out of my body. So when you don't go often to have this natural bowel movement, so I get the sense that my bowels got bigger, like when you have a shirt and it's like stretching the whole time, it is going to be loose, with the time.
Mm-mm.
So when I lose through these years all this waste from my bowels, of course, I felt that I needed a lot of food in order to go to the toilet, because I need to feel that before I feel that to go to the bathroom, I need to feel more space. So I started to work in my core part, making, like, strengthening the muscles of my core area. So it will help you to just tighten up your smooth muscles from your bowels, and then it will improve my natural movement. So I found to handstands and arm stands and all that a funny way to strengthen my core, because when you do this, you need to strengthen your core part, to do these exercises that, like the crow pose. So I was doing how you call these exercises? Yeah, core exercises. I was focusing in my core place, and also because I was having a problem in my spine, so I needed to just have a strength here, because here in the countryside, uh, uh, activities, you need to like move your arms and lift weight, a lot of weight. But and I actually I have done that a lot, but my core was loose. So I start working in my core and having discipline in my core, because it's where my bowels are, where my spine need that, my posture too. And so I start following a woman who make this headstands. Like 3 months ago, I start doing this practice every day, and wow, I couldn't do that at all. I was like, falling down and not even trying when and lately I have been like more clean. I am now in my last eliminations, taking all these enemas every day and taking this mucus out. I feel more vitality too. So it's like the equation of Arnold Ehret that says vitality equals power minus obstruction. Less obstructed you are, you get stronger. So, and the balance too, it has been improved. So that is why I wanted to show that.
Thank you for showing that, thank you for showing and just being a living testament, a living testimony of what you can accomplish when you put your mind to the task, when you really focus, and like you said,
When
have
you,
that consistency and that discipline. Because with that equation of like, vitality equals power minus obstruction, you said minus obstruction, but you also have that power. So you're saying you're working on your core while you're detoxing your body at the same time. So the two are like in
yeah,
harmony.
because I am having less obstruction. I'm taking all this mucus out of me, so it will help you to feel stronger. Every time I take all that out, it's like, wow, my pain goes away. I feel more clear in my mind. I feel more focused. I feel like what I need to do. It's like a big guidance, in my life. Like, yes, you need to do this. So that is why I keep constant, because at the beginning, I wasn't doing enemas every day, and it's like you are lazy, because it's like, warm the water, do the lemon, and do all this. It's like taking time. But when you're feeling better, it's like when I am going to go to sleep, even I am so sleepy, that long mucus thing came. Like I came late yesterday, and I was like, I need my enema. It's like when you go to sleep without brushing your teeth. It's like you don't feel well. You need to do it. So it's like that. It's like every day I clean my bowels and I feel better and better and better. Like going really deep into my cleans.
Wow. Wow. So when you're talking about, because I saw that picture you put, the picture was so long that it couldn't fit the whole picture,
Correct.
and
Correct.
I really want to commend you for sharing that, because it's really brave, it's really bold, it's really brave to be able to empower somebody by showing them like the things that we don't know are in our own body,
Correct.
so like someone was telling me that when they got rid of the plaque, they saw like there were parasites that were like wrapped around it, almost like they were holding on for dear life, like they were trying not to go. And I remember when you were telling me I started, doing enemas again, you were telling me like, I hope you get those guys, like get them. So is it that we are harboring these beings? Is it that we unconsciously are creating the breeding ground? Or is it that from years and years back of negligence, that they're still there, like they've been holding on this whole time and just have a hard time like letting it go? Do we just underestimate?
Well,
Yeah.
all beings want to survive. You know, naturally, in their
Right.
nature is also they want to survive.
Right.
You know, like cancer cells, bacteria, viruses, they want to survive. So that is why you crave, you know, that is the reason you are craving, because they need to be fed. So they need to send signals into your brain to survive, you know. They are asking you, hey, give me more bread, give me cheese, you know, I need to be alive. They need to survive too. No, this is like a war. You know, like they need to be fed. And they get fed. That is like why you want to eat sugar. That is why you want to be stimulated, you know, like eat like beans, or you know, whatever you are craving for. They don't you remember that when you were having flu, you know, like a flu, you crave for dairy products that they really form mucus, and you want to eat more cheese, or you want to eat more bread, you know, like more of these things that are feeding them, you know, like the virus, the bacteria, you know, they need to survive. So they are going to ask you to eat the grown foods because it's how they get fed.
Okay. Okay. So when did you discover, or when did you learn the difference between something that was going to give you life, or something that gave you a feeling of more vitality, like maybe, you know, having fruits, versus the mucus forming foods? When did you have that feeling in your mind that you could separate, you know, the craving inhibition versus, you know, the nourishing inhibition, you know?
When you are craving, that is one of the keys to do enema, because when you are craving and do enema, the craving reduce immediately. You know, it will help you to get rid of the craving. More I have been cleaning, the more accurate my body is. Like it is like telling me like exact when, for example, if I eat a starch, you know, in this moment or after I have been fasting, you will see immediately your throat will hurt, or you are going to feel your nose mucus in your nose, or you are going to feel more mucus in your ears. You know, like your body is so aware and awake of everything you put in your body. More you clean, the most your body is like the wiser your body gets. You know, like it's like telling you the whole time. Like for example, if I eat something, my body immediately feel it. You know, immediately telling me like, oh, you know, it's heavy, and your stomach start like, oh, you know, you feel the starch going to your bowels, and it's like slower. You know, it's like, ooh. It's
Yeah.
like even hard to breathe, you know. When you're fasting, how nice is to breathe, you know. You feel the air, you know, you feel everything when you are fasting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. No, it's almost like when you describe it, it sounds like your body is your number one accountability partner. It's keeping you accountable. It's showing you. It's like you see the signs on your body, you see the swollen, you see the inflammation, you feel the feelings, you feel the effects, and if you're sensitive enough, you can pick things up, you know, really quickly, that your body's trying to tell you if you're listening. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have a friend like he practice the mucus less, but he does like kung fu or like different practices, and they start to stopping things, you know, because they feel. For example, the artist I work with, you know, Huva, he started to practice this, and he stopped eating cheese because his voice changed when he was eating cheese, and he get rid of cheese because of that reason. You know, at the beginning, it was like the reason why he stopped eating dairy products is because his voice was different when he was eating, or the practice of some discipline, like when people start like seeing the difference you perform, how you do it without these products, and how you do it when you eat salt, for example, that your joints start hurting, and you, like, your body is telling you that this is not the food, the right food for your body. You know, these people who practice sports or whatever, they are feeling better when they get rid of starches of whatever. It's why
Right.
you think like it's not true what doctors are saying, like that we need protein to build your muscles when you are feeling stronger when you don't eat them.
But when
I start being stronger, you know, here, like after, like, because here I have to carry a lot of things, and you know, like, for example, like those surgeries, 12 hours for me doing a surgery, and I fast the whole day because I cannot eat while I'm doing a surgery. So I stop eating the whole time, and I am there, you know, doing something that requires a lot of energy, you know, to be a stand up here on an animal while, you know, you're doing a surgery. It's like I would not do it if I was eating,
right,
you know.
yeah, that would definitely get in the way of the focus, the attentiveness, and the concentration that you would have to have through a delicate process, like a delicate procedure such as surgery. I would think you would definitely need all the energy that you know that you can have in that moment for the animal. So, wow, you know, just hearing from you, you know, just hearing these things, it's really mind expanding. It's expanding to learn that we really have the tools, you know. It's just like you said, we just have to put it into practice. We just have to put the things that we already know, we have to put it into motion, put it in movement, you know, put it in practice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you for, you know, just thank you for voicing this. You know, it's like sometimes we need that reminder, we need that refresher from someone who's had the experience. Because when you're also feeling so good, Andrea, and you're feeling this vitality, and you're able to do more things, and your body feels strong, but then somebody might look at your body and say, "Oh, why you're so skinny," or "Oh, you're so frail," or "Oh, you're so this or so that." How do you deal with that, knowing that you know how you feel is better than, you know, how do you deal with that?
That is the main thing, you know, like what I'm passing right now, that now I'm more skinny, like skinnier right now. But that is part of your elimination, and that what they say pale and all that is because the toxins are coming. Like actually, Arnold Ehret speak like when he was fasting, his skin, like actually he speak about the like black skin people are less obstructed than the pale people because of the white cells. You know, more like this mucus is in your bloodstream, the more pale you become. So when you have been fasting, and you can be under the sun, and the sun is not going to burn you. Like for example, I am at midday when we are doing qigong, and I am under the sun. You know, I remember before I needed to use sunscreen in order to don't get burned. You know, and I was like red and burn my skin really hard when I was eating the wrong foods. Now I can be like laying under the sun and I don't get burned. You know, and my body is like, if it gets red, it gets like brown after an hour of the same day. You know, so Arnold let us say that his skin started after he was fasting and cleaning his body. His skin were darker, you know, and he speak like about it, you know, like these white cells is what make you to feel to look pale. But that is part, like to be skinnier or like that is part of the elimination because the toxins are coming to the surface. So when you are fasting or eating too clean, like fruits that are the cleanest food, that is the perfect food, but these sugars dissolve this mucus and these toxins too quick. So that is why sometimes is undesired symptoms when you eat too much raw fruits. So that is why Arnold Ehret suggests to cook the fruits or eat more veggies in these cases when the eliminations is getting aggressive, you know, because you are like these sugars, you know, that is the perfect food to boost your energy, is the sugars of the fruits, not the protein. um is there, like when it gets mixed with the mucus or these toxins in your body, it can be even dangerous. So that is why he recommends to stop or slow down the elimination. You know, so this to lose weight is because I am actively eliminating these toxins nowadays. You know, that is why the undesired symptoms of pain or throwing up, you know, because, and that is when you need to start to be patient. But then, of course, people will look at you and say, like, you have a diet disorder or a mental disorder because you are having these symptoms. But it's only my body is talking, is what I try to let them know. It's like, I just need to be patient. I need to wait. You know what? I take all this out because you see, like all these kind of mucus are every day out of my body. You know, every day I do enemas. I'm taking mucus out. So imagine the amount, you know, or toxins that are taken out of my body. So I need to just be patient, you know, I need to wait while my body regulates itself, because then everything is going to be like my body is going to get in the weight that needs to be. You know, we really don't need to worry about weight when we are in this transition, in this journey of getting into cleaner foods, you know, in our journey. You know, our goal is to only breathe, you know, that is our goal. But before that, we need to pass through these stages, you know, like clean all what we have eaten before and what we still eating, because I don't eat perfect right now, you know, like the perfect will be to don't eat at all, and I still eating certain foods. Sometimes I will eat quinoa bread toast, you know, to slow down my elimination on greens too, like a salad with a toast, for example. Salad and greens, what it does is like more the bloomer, you know, it take out all that mucus because of the fiber. You know, so I am not eating right now. I'm not eating fruits, for example. I'm just doing green juices and cooking the fruits, because cooking the fruits will make it less aggressive, the fruits. Because when I eat fruits, for example, I was doing grape juice and it was a lot of pain, you know, it was a lot of pain. So I have to slow down elimination by doing green juices and cooking the fruits. So that is what I'm doing mainly right now. But and enemas, that are the key.
So one step at a time, one step at yeah.
Excuse me?
So like one step at a
What did you
time,
say?
one step at a time.
Exactly. Exactly. One step at a time. Every day your body will tell you like what is your need.
Mm-hmm. Mm. You know, I have a question. It's a random question. But your hair, what is your relationship with your hair? Like, how long have you been growing it? Because it's like flowing. Your hair is like flowing all the way down, and it's almost like it's strong. It looks strong, you know? So like, what
It
is your
is.
with your
Well, I stopped cutting my hair. I think, yeah, when I start like uh to be. Can you hear me? It
Yep,
got frozen again.
I can hear you.
Um, to in like this is a liberty. You know, this is not only to eat or not eat. It is a way of life for me. You
Mm,
know, and part of this journey is to breathe well, to be in tune with nature, you know, like that is why I hear my body.
mm,
I'm part of being natural hair. I just leave it natural, you know, how it is, and it needs to grow where it needs to go, you know, so I just let it grow whatever the way it wants to take. So I don't wash my hair. Like, I wash my hair just once in each 2 months or something like that when I feeling it. I don't use like any my whole life is looking to live as much natural as I could. Of course, we cannot be like 100% because we're still living here, but at least my hair, I don't use makeup in my skin for years. I don't put any. Sometimes I put oils, you know, some oils in my skin. But I try to be as more natural as I can. You know, I just learn from like animals that are not washing their hair every day, or they don't cut or go to the salon or hair style or whatever. You know, I just leave it like if they need to like, you know, to be like that, I will leave it there. So yeah, I start doing that. Everything. I changed my life since
mm.
I start like living here. I came back to nature, to the countryside for like 12 years ago, and since that I haven't cut my hair.
And so what have you noticed by not cutting your hair? Like, what are some of the things that you've noticed, in this relationship that you've cultivated with your hair? Because people will say like our hair is an extension of our nervous system, like our hair is like our antenna, our hair is energetic, it holds energy. How do you feel about that relationship that you have with your hair? Yeah.
Yeah, the hair definitely is a part, and as a part of your body is sacred. You know, I don't let people to touch my hair, or like it's like part of or my extension. You know, it's part of myself. It's like another organ. You know, it's like it's another part of my body. It's like a sacred of every other place. You know, I don't. I yeah, I take care of myself like in all ways, you know, as I can. And so I don't, yes, it's a part of myself. And yes, I firmly believe that this extension of our nervous system is in our head, you know. See where it is, you know, where it's protecting your head. And yeah, I all my life I was so sensitive with my hair. I never liked it. Like people touch my hair, even when I was a girl. You know, my parents were having a hard time to comb my hair. Oh,
Mm,
I really hated. They needed to hold me. Like a lot of people were holding me in order to comb my hair.
mm.
I am so sensitive in my head. You know, I'm like, I find so hard to comb my hair.
Yeah,
It's like, no, I don't want it.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting that you say that, and when you stopped cutting your hair and how that changed, the relationship and living in a more natural way, more dynamic way, more organic way. And because when we see with different authorities, like, you know, both of my parents are retired military, and I know that when people go into the military, when people enlist in the army or different branches, you know, one of the first things that they do immediately is they shave people's heads. They shave your head, you
Yeah.
know, and it's almost like a submission to authority, like you're submitting to authority, you're removing part of your identity, you know, part of who you are, you're kind of shaving that away. And they do the same thing with inmates in prison, like incarcerated people that go to prison. The first thing you get in there, they shave the head, you know. So it's just interesting, like by going against that, you know, how you can feel even more vital or feel even more yourself. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the same. It's like the whole time going against nature, the natural things. The whole time, the rules, the system. Actually, here in Colombia, the boys in the schools, you know, they need to cut their hair
Right.
too. So the education, how the education is going against everything too.
Yeah.
You know, the whole time, in all sense, you know, hate is part of, like, to make you to be part or look the same, you know, they need uniform, look the same, you know, like, you are like robots, you know, like, how they treat you. So of course army will be some part of it, you know, that you go against nature again, and the rules, you know, you are some, like the submission, you know, like that you are under somebody else rules.
And it's something that you also said, Andrea, the school system. Because I remember there was like you know, the sport of wrestling in school, that kids, they wrestle, the wrestling sport in school. You've ever heard
Mm-hmm.
of that? So there was a kid that was in the wrestling sport, and before that, like, they had long hair, they had dreads, and their hair was like big, you know. But the referee, the coach or whatever that was conducting the wrestling match, he said that he couldn't do the match until he cut off his hair, and he like penalized him. He made him cut off his hair in front of a whole crowd, like in front of the audience. He had to shave his hair and before the wrestling match, and he ended up winning the match. So his team went, you know, his team went on to the finals. But after the match, he didn't look like victorious. He didn't feel triumphant. He didn't feel like he wanted to raise his head. He felt like depressed. He looked like he just lost all his power, you know? Yeah.
Correct. Correct, yes, definitely. Even like we could be also as a plant, you know, like the sun, when the sun comes in your hair, you feel like it is absorbing these rays and this light, you know, like also it protects you too. Like it is made, actually I don't put any hair in my body. And it is funny how people's mind is like in a square, you know. When I went to Peru, I was just laying on the beach, you know, with my hair on the air, all body, all my hair in my body. I don't shave my underbit, anything. So I was with a friend where I was staying at, and he said like, "Why you don't cut your hair?" And I was like, "What is that? Why?" And he said like, "It's too much." And I say, "What is too much?" Like he said, "You have more hair than I do." And I say, "And what if I say that you have too little?" You know, why you have to be looking at me? You know, like, be away. Don't look at me. I'm just live how I should live. Why that? idea that because you are a woman, you need to shave. Why is that? You know, hair is made to protect. And if it's there, it's because it's perfect. You know, God made me perfect. And since I accept how God made me, my life changed. You know, that is how it is. If I have this, it's because it's protecting me from this. And if I have hair here, it's to protect me. If I have hair here, it's to protect me. You know, if I have here on my private hair, it's because it's protecting me. You know, if I am in a high mountain, probably that is the reason I have more hair, because it's protecting me, you know, from cold. You know, like when you see the animals cutting their hair, or thinking about that, or, oh, you are female, you need to cut your hair. You know, I was like, since there, I was like, you know, I left that house, I think 3 days after. I was like, I don't want to deal with people like that, you know, to even make a comment, you know, go with your word. I respect your way of thinking, but I just want to be, I prefer to be alone. I don't want to be surrounded by people who is telling me these kind of things. Like, and he was like, so, like, insist, like, why you are like having that amount of hair? And I was like, you know, God made me this way. Ask him, ask God why I am this way, you know.
To me, when I you know, it look to me, it feels like a sign of strength, you know, to have all your hair in all your glory, like to have it in that natural way. That's why I said it looks strong, because even in the Bible, you know, it talks, there's a character in the Bible named Samson, and
Samson, yeah.
right, and his strength came from the hair, you know, the locks on his head, the hair. It was only when they cut off his hair that he was weak, you know, the weakness set in and he had no more strength. That was like his covenant with God. His covenant with God, with he would always be powerful if he kept his hair, you know, if he kept his hair, his integrity. So I think that, you know,
And
it's
see,
Mhm.
no,
Go ahead.
no, yeah, and see, like, not only in the Bible, but the warriors in China, in Japan, you know, all the warriors, they have the hair is real long.
Yeah, yeah. Like they might wrap it up or put it up, you know, they might have it up in something, but it's still long. Yeah, yeah, it's still long. Right.
Very long, yes. It's a strength, yes. It, like, I never, and it happens even before, like, my whole life, when I think in a man, you know, like, how is the perfect man look? I always thought in a big, like that, a lot of hair, you know, a lot of hair everywhere, you know, in, like, I always have been attracted to long hair man, you know, and a big bird, like, it's like, yes, for me it's a strength, yes, for real. And
Okay.
it took me years for me to accept hair in my body, you know, because my
Mm,
mom always say, like, if I have money, I will I will make this laser thing to have less hair. She always, like, since my hair started growing, she was telling me that. So imagine your mom is always telling you, like, the hair in woman is not nice. Is your guide, your female guidance, you know, like you looking into your mom, and then you tend to be like your mom, and your mom is telling you to don't have hair. It took me years for me to accept my hair. You know, in my body, it was like so hard, because it's like you feel people is looking at you, and like that you are like weird, you know? So it took years for me.
mhm.
So when this guy told me this about my hair, I was mad, you know? I was mad because I said, you don't know how long for me, you know, it took for me to accept my hair, you
Right.
know. So I don't care what do you think about it, like I don't have too much. Maybe you have too little, and that is your business. I don't have to ask for your hair or for anything, like yes.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. And wow, wow. Were you proud of yourself for standing up for yourself, like in that moment?
Excuse me?
Were you proud of yourself for standing up for yourself? Were you proud of
Of
yourself?
course, like the whole time, the whole time I'm like, I know the journey I choose will be hard because it's like everyone is going to be against that because you are breaking the rules the whole time. So of course it's not easy, to stand up and say, no, I don't want to go to the doctor. No, I am not sick. No, I am not going to cut my hair. No, I'm not going to do this. And when people repeat, it's like there is a part of a song of Cuba, the artist I work with, that say the repetition program, the um, uh, program, the consciousness. When you repeat things and things and things again and again, they make it like that is the truth. you know So when you break that and say, no, it's not that, that is not true, and you create your truth, then people is going to go away. So that is one of the sacrifice to be in this journey. Is like a lot of people is going to go away and tell you that you are crazy.
Yeah, true. It's true. I've
It's
had it
hard.
happen.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's happened to me many times. Yeah.
The whole time. I think it's like every day. Since you have some relation with human beings somehow, like for example, you post that in the media, people is going to say, oh, you are too skinny. Actually, my oldest brother called me when I was doing Qigong that day with my mom, and we showed the video. My brother was like, what is wrong with you? Like you are too skinny. You are not doing the right thing, and people start like thinking that I have a mental disease or something like that. And everybody telling you that is like, is that real? Like you start even thinking like probably you are wrong because most people is telling you that you are you are having a disease, a mental disease. So how come, like, and you go against all that opinions? That is why I love to be here. I love my solitude. That is like one of my most precious gifts is to be here alone because animals are not telling me like your hair is too long or whatever of this craziness. So but going against your family first, that is your first circle, is your family. So you are going against them, against their activities, against their opinions and ideas. Then you go against your friends, that your whole life friends that are thinking that you are crazy because you are changing, and they, you are changing, and that is like they keep be in that square, and insist, and they are unhappy. That is the most crazy thing, that is that they are unhappy no matter what they are telling or thinking. They are unhappy, and then you are happy here, being free, or going to the freedom, and just enjoying nature as you want and you should. And then people start thinking that you are totally mad, like, yeah, you are no good, in a good shape in your mind. And it's when you have been the best in your mind, you are so sharp. You start like looking better, hearing better, smelling better, you know, eating better, feeling better, and all senses start to be awake. And then it's when you are the best and feeling better, feeling joy, you feel joy just by breathing, just by seeing the trees or seeing the rain. You are so happy, and people are not happy, but criticizing what you are doing. When you are happy and you're just leave me in peace, at peace, and I am happy here. Believe me, I am doing even better than you are doing. So don't worry about me.
Well, you know, that's one of the beautiful things about animals, I think, is that, you know, the animals, they never judge you, you know? They don't judge. They just like you know, you have the dog right there in your lap. It's just loving on you, you know? It's never judging you.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. They give you.
yeah, they don't ask for anything. That is when you learn the true love, like they are true love
Mhm,
because they don't see what you do, how you do.
mhm,
Even I see how animals even love people when they don't treat them well. They still loving. It's like, wow.
mhm,
It's what
mhm.
is closer to God. What we think about God is like that is closer because they keep loving the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, one of my teachers, say he used to say animals make us human. Like like when you have a dog, like you know, you're petting a dog. He said they make us human. Taking care of animals, it makes us human because you know, somebody could get mad at somebody on the highway. Somebody could cut somebody off on the road. Somebody could yell at somebody and scream at somebody and you know, curse at somebody. But then when they get home to their dog, you know, they're petting their dog, they're so kind to their dog, and they're so, you know, they're treating their dog the best way that they might not have treated, you know, the other human being. So yeah, they really just they have the power, they can bring out the best in us because that unconditional love, like you said, it's unconditional, you know? Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Correct. Like, actually, remember I told you, like, that I rescue animals, but I think they have been rescuing me.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah,
They do.
yeah. So, wow, wow, Andrea, thank you for this. You know, thank you for these words. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your testimony. You know, thank you for just everything that you've expressed that we've been listening to you. This is really awesome, you know, and it's a lot of messages that people need today, especially today. So thank you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I think like yeah, those you are the people like your family, like that you really can talk about this and don't think like you are crazy and we can communicate and receive your knowledge too. That for me is so I'm so grateful to receive your your wisdom, like almost every day in your class and the connection with you is like to receive this wisdom. I don't have words of gratitude every day. And here my friend Adriana, hola Adri, abrazos, is connecting. And yes, it's like I am so honored to connect with you every time.
Likewise, likewise. Well, bless. We'll do it again, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. You too. Yes. How come? Like we are so blessed here. About raining, it started rain, and it was like what talking with you like more than 1 month with not raining, and here like the fires. I don't know if you have seen somehow in the news, but Colombia was under fire. The most of Colombia was under
Oh,
fire. The whole like animals, a lot of the ecosystem, the forest, the like were on the fire. People start praying and and I was like, stop praying and more like do a change, and the change needs to be inside of you, it's not like now people were talking about like to plant trees, like it's like no, that is not what nature needs right now. Nature will recover, believe me, nature will do it by herself. but you start changing inside yourself. That is what the world needs. That is what you can help the world for, like for wars or for whatever is going on. We don't need more grief. We don't need more sadness. Enjoy life. Be happy, you know, be joyful, be grateful, you know, be breathing, breathe, breathe every day. Pay attention to your health, you know, pay attention and love yourself. That is what we need.
That's the message. That's the message. So yes, we receive it. We receive it, and yeah. Till next time. Till next time.
Go back to nature. Connect with nature.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yes. Right.
Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias.
Love you so much. Thank you for access.
Thank, thank you. And we'll take care. See you again. See you again.
Take care. Take care. Love you. Bye.
Much love.